This is Beyond Good and Evil, the classic Ubisoft game that was critically revered but didn't sell much because it's, it's a bizarre new IP starring a talking pig.
Because you play a green French photojournalist who's got a talking pig for a friend.
Yeah.
I think also at the time it was overshadowed by Jack and Daxter, which was hugely popular and quite similar. Also, people thought.
And I think the reason this became a cult, this is like an HD remake for PlayStation 3, and it became a culty classic type game because it was really inventive. It wasn't amazing mechanically, but it had this great mixture of action, beautiful environments, imagination, exploration, and a great photo mechanic where you are playing as a photojournalist. So as you traverse the world, there's hundreds of different types of wildlife. Some are really hard to get to, and some are fast moving, and you take photos of them to earn experience and upgrades and stuff. So, as well as the main game, you've always got this thing in your mind where you're trying to photograph a rare bird in a certain part of a certain level, and it had a really interesting sort of side mechanic to it. But this is HD remake. It's the exact same game verbatim. You've been able to play this game in HD on PC for quite some time, but now we get the glory of it. And because it was such a cartoony game, just by upscaling it to 1080p, it still looks quite, still looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's translated quite well, the assets, haven't they?
Because if it was like really realistic textures, they age, but this kind of cartoony style. It's by Michel Ancel, who's one of Ubisoft's sort of top men, who's...
Look, the pods have stolen the Catman.
Yeah, the Catman's been stolen. This is the intro sequence
what will the Catman do?
Well, nothing. But Jade will hit it with a stick until he comes out, a flaming stick. This is how the game opens. It shoves you right in an action sequence to teach you the mechanics of the combat. But then soon after this, it's open world. Pretty much, you can explore a sort of large world map. It's like different islands dotted around a big pool of water that you can sail around in a hovercraft thing. So it's a lot more open than this intro might suggest.
Do you sail hovercrafts?
Well, yeah, what I was going to drive.
You fly them, actually. You have to be a pilot. So there you go. As exclusively revealed.
One terrible thing on the PS2 version that lowered a lot of its review scores was that it had massive black borders on it around the action.
Oh, right.
Because of they couldn't get the full resolution when they translated it to PAL because it was too much going on for the PS2 to handle. Now, you can play it beautiful full screen at a perfectly solid frame rate, and those were two things that really marred the PS2 version. So you're getting, if you didn't play it back then, you were in for a treat. If you did, you're in for slightly less of a treat because you've seen it all before, but it'll be like a new experience.
So you do think, I never played this at the time, and I think part of the reason was because it was so poorly explained in terms of what type of game it was.
Yeah.
I'll never forget its print advert that ran in our magazine, and it was something like a picture of her and some men walking along the street, and it just said, you are Jade, a famous photojournalist, full stop. The terrorists have heavily armed death squads, full stop. And that was the advert. And then I went, and what?
What do you mean that perfectly explains it?
Like, am I after them? Am I fighting them with my camera? Why is she green? Who's that pig? I just saw it and went, what is this game? I can't understand
even
it.
When I said, a couple of seconds ago, tried to explain it, it's packed so many genres in, but I guess primarily it's a third-person action game. And unlike Alice, which we review elsewhere on this disc, this has great solid mechanics. It's got really good co-op stuff with your pig friend, PJ.
Active co-op, so I can control him.
Sorry, he cooperates with you as an AI. There's no two-player, but he'll help you in combat and puzzles. It's just a third-person action game.
No, but what do you do?
What do you do in it?
I know you drive around in your hovercraft, fly, whatever. You hit
what's
things,
the point of it all?
You take photos,
well,
don't you?
There's these...
Is it stealth?
Yeah, there's stealth. That's the thing. It mixes every possible type of genre. The stealth bits, combat-y bits, driving stroke sailing bits, whatever you do in a hovercraft.
And again, if the terrorists have got heavily armed death squads, what's this tentacle beast with the skeleton?
Well, I've never met a non-heavily armed death squad anyway.
Yeah. Well, there's the main gist of the plot is that the evil corporation is taking away your electricity of the people in this like beautiful land. They're like a sort of megalomaniacs trying to leech people for money and I won't spoil the plot anymore. But there is a lot of mad wildlife in the world, which is part of its most creative design, where you're fighting loony monsters and trying to photograph rare sort of space rabbits for extra points. It's a weird. It won't be for everyone. It's a weird cartoony world that is a bit French and a bit odd. It doesn't have mainstream appeal, and that's why it never sold well. But now I think as a download, it'll find its intended market this time.
Yeah. Which
is, the more hardcore gamer.
It's quality undimmed, and it's a game I guess you'd still recommend to people who like imaginative gaming and something, genuinely.
And it's £6.39 now for PSN Plus people.
Ideal.